Welcome to In the Making. This is the third episode. I'm your host, Treasure Trainer, and today we have Dannielle Sparks.
Hi.
So, Dannielle, you make banners and you make digital drawing. What do you call those?
My husband asked me this last night. He was like, what do I call it? I was like, digital portraits?
Digital portraits.
I'm going with.
Okay, I like that. So, I love your banners because I think a lot of people just buy banners like at Target or Walmart or something. But yours are
the dreaded dollar section.
Yeah. Yours are so personalized. I love that. Like, what made you think of that idea?
Well, I originally wanted to... I love decorating for parties, but I didn't want to be some big, like, party decorator. That was just too much for me.
Yeah.
So I found something that I really like that's doable, can do it for cheap, turn a pretty good profit on it, and I got asked to do it for an event planner a few months ago, and then I realized I could like do it really well and like turn them out really quickly. So ever since then, I just kind of took it into my own hands, started my own thing.
That's awesome. And
it's fun.
When did you start doing that?
So I started in November of 2017. Okay. So 4 or 5 months ago? Yeah. What month is it? Yeah, like 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Cool.
So it's been a while.
So did anything inspire you to do that, or was it just like you were looking at banners and you're like,
yeah, well, I'm always trying to find little like entrepreneurial ways to like not have a real job.
Yeah. That's the dream.
That's pretty much what I aspire to do. I want to find a way to like have an income that gets us like grocery money and gas money and like car payment if necessary, that kind of stuff, so that we have a little extra money for our little family by the time we like have kids, so that I don't have to go back to work or feel the need to, feel the pressure to. So I mean, that's really what's behind it. I've always kind of found little ways to like make money and like remake things and sell them. So this is my favorite thing I've done so far, though. I did it once when I was in high school, or maybe like right after high school. I used to buy old jeans and then like cut them up, destroy them, like bleach them. This was back when like that's back when like high-waisted shorts, it was like the month that it started being a thing, and that's when they were like $100 at Urban Outfitters.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
And I was like, no. And so I started like bleaching them, and then I bought like a bunch of like not rhinestones, but the studs, the metal studs. I would put those on them by myself, and then I would have people come over and like shop on my shopping rack, on my clothing rack in my house, and so that turned I made a lot of money that summer.
I believe it. That was a hot
It was a good summer.
Yeah.
But then there was girls that like started doing the same thing, and it was like they were from my same area, and like clearly they got the idea from me, but they were doing it better, and they liked clothes more than me, and I was like, y'all can have it. You're fine. Like I was over it at a point, and I was like, okay, whatever, you take over. Yeah. And those people are like still doing clothing stuff.
That's cool.
So I'm like, well, it was worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's them. Yeah. Probably not as directly as I think. Everyone always thinks that, but yeah, that's what I have been doing. I just don't like having real jobs, really, is what it comes down to.
It's hard to have a real job.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you can do something that you love.
Yeah, I like making my own schedule.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So with your digital portrait.
Portrait.
Okay.
I think that's the name for it. I'm not an artist, so I'm like,
that makes sense. Yeah. So when did you start doing those? That was recently.
So that's something that I've always admired other people that do it, and I remember I would always want them for certain gifts and stuff, and I could never quite find someone that could do it all the time, like at any given moment. Or I would like contact someone that was an artist, and I'd be like, hey, can you make this style for me? So that's cool that, like, I don't know, I've always been into it, and I always admired people that could do it, and I wanted to be someone that could do it. And then I finally, like, invested in all the things that I needed to do it, taught myself a lot of YouTube videos.
Nice.
Praise. YouTube. Learn everything on YouTube. A lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of books, like Amazon books, like creators that create books on how to do all this kind of stuff, studying, and then I figured it out, learned the software, and it's just fun. Like, I like that so much, and I'm just trying to build an Etsy shop, really, get products to start an Etsy shop, and that's just, like, one of the things I want to offer, so.
Yeah, for sure. So do you start by doing that on paper, or do you just do it all
So
digitally?
I do it digitally. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to the point. I need to get like a light box and stuff for
Those are amazing.
to do it on paper. Yeah. And like I said, like I'm really not an artist, but I'm someone that can like master a skill when I practice it enough and like over and over and over and over and over.
Just
know?
repetition.
And like and just like study exactly the information I need to know on how to do it on my like software. So I can figure that out, but I'm not like inherently like I can't think of something in my head and be like, yes, I'm gonna make that with my hands. It's more of like I can do it digitally where I have the freedom to like erase everything I need to easily, more easily than like pen and paper.
Yeah.
Next step is like try to learn how to do it on paper because obviously I want to keep like progressing and learn new skills, but I know my limits right now and what I can like take on right now.
But you're doing great. I feel like your business is just growing and growing and growing.
It's really fun. It's really fun. And
super
like
exciting.
Instagram helps a lot.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's the best.
I love it.
It's such a good platform.
Yes.
And they have it laid out so well so that you can just promote yourself or a message and it's great.
I love it, especially because I want to start an Etsy, but like it's nice having Instagram right now where I don't have any like additional costs being taken out.
Right.
You know? Because Etsy does that, which is fine. That's how business works, but that's nice for now.
That is nice.
I enjoy that part.
So on a lot of your posts, it's like, I notice you comment sometimes like you never let yourself be a creative person until now.
Yeah.
So what do you think changed that, like this past year as opposed to like...
That's what I try to think about all the time. I'm like, what switched? I think, so last year, I've always wanted to be a teacher. That was like what my life plan was my whole entire life. That's what I've done all my schooling on for the majority, like high school, going into college. All my jobs have been like nannying, teaching, preschool teacher, substitute teaching. And then I got to a point where I was substitute teaching last year and I was just like over it.
Yeah.
Like on like a grand scheme level over it. It's not that I don't appreciate it. Teaching is like the hardest thing ever though.
It's so hard.
It's very hard. And I loved like the organization aspect and the planning aspect and like the decorating of the classroom, like having the freedom to control my environment.
Right. It's like your own space.
Yeah, I liked that part and I liked the planning part and like being in charge of like my own organization of all my lessons, whatever. But I didn't like the job.
Yeah.
Like, it was too hard. I just can't, I'm not patient enough. So I learned that I'm really good working with myself and planning everything out, and I can do that. And it was just a matter of like, okay, so how can I take these skills that I know that I like and translate that into something I actually really want to do? And so cheesy. But like one day I was literally on Instagram and there's this woman I follow, it's her Instagram name is like It's the Allison Show, something like that.
Okay.
And she's this woman who's like just so like she does whatever she wants to do. Like she literally just is herself on her Instagram and like built literally a brand off of that.
That's awesome.
And she was talking about how it was something about decorations and she was like because she used to plan parties, like that was like how she started out. And she was like, this is the quote from her page that I like literally was crying in the car one day reading it. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And she said, if you feel called to do it, just freaking do it. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I literally started crying and then talked to my husband about it. And he was like, okay, like go for it. Yeah. And so that's when I kind of went into like, oh, I want to do party planning and like I want to decorate and all that stuff. And I've kind of narrowed it down to like what I want to do. I like making things for decoration, but it's not necessarily like I want to decorate a whole party and like plan it and like I'm not at this phase of my life at least. It's just a lot because I looked into that and I tried to build that up first and I was like, no. And it was just like when it becomes less fun, then I know to stop at that point and go back and get back to the stuff that I'm like super passionate about. So that's kind of, I feel like I went on and on about that and now I lost my train of thought.
No,
but
that's totally fine.
But that's really how it started. I just felt like there was things that I enjoyed and I wanted to like hone in on those.
Yeah.
That like box of things.
For sure.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
I think you're doing great.
Thanks.
So, what was I gonna ask? Oh, How is it with all these orders coming in? Because you had that flash sale thing. That would be very overwhelming.
Yeah,
like,
right.
How do you manage all of that, and how do you organize it so that and you make sure you get everything?
Yeah. Well, this is my first time doing something like that, which it was crazy, and it was super exciting because it sold out in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because I posted it at 10 p.m. one night, and then I woke up. So that's 10 hours of sleep. Well, 8.
Yeah.
And then by noon or something the next day it was sold out. So it was a pretty short amount of time.
I tried to look, and then I was like, oh shoot,
oh, yeah, they're all taken.
I was like, that's okay, I guess.
So it was really cool to see the demand for the product I was trying to sell, and that they all wanted it at that price point, which I probably will never do at that low of a price point again. I wanted to do it to kind of build up my portfolio for my Etsy in the future. But what was the question?
How do you manage all the orders?
So how I manage it is, it really comes back to how I enjoy planning and organizing things. Is I got 16 or 17 orders from that in one day, and then I promised it'd be done in 3 weeks. So I'm halfway done with all of them at this point. And so I just lay it out all in my software program, and then put all the pictures in, and then do it all step by step is what I've been doing. So I did all the outlines first, now I'm doing all the coloring first, and then I'm going to do all the banners and names and backgrounds last, and I'm just sending them off on my one. So I actually love that though. It's been really crazy and a little bit overwhelming, just because there's other things going on in my life this week that have been crazy. Yeah. But that alone doesn't stress me out. That I'm okay, I can do this. I can make an income for myself, and I can do what I want to do once I start my own thing. You know what I mean? I can sustain somewhat of a small income, the income that I need, and gain the revenue I need to support the hours I put into it. And then I got some tassel garland orders on top of that this week. And I was just wow. I'm feeling very blessed, but very busy at the same time. But it's at the same time, it's just such a creative outlet, and it's fun. So I'd rather be doing that than have a 10-hour shift at Forever 21 I used to. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
So that's good at least.
I love your attention to detail. So you did a banner for me for Valentine's Day, and it was just so cute. How it was
Thank
all
you.
I loved it. It came with push pins, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
And did I include a paper clip in yours? Because I started doing that recently.
I don't think
I started doing that where I'm including a paper clip now to help people string the string through the tassels.
That's cute.
So, and I normally try to match the paper clip color with the garland.
Oh my gosh.
So,
so that's what I love it.
But it's fun. It's really fun. And I feel so official when I order those little plastic bags that all the product comes in. For sure, right? I'm I'm ordering this off of wherever I get at Uline or something.
Yeah.
I'm wow, and I have it all set up in my apartment. I'm a small business owner. Not really officially yet, but trying.
Great. Yeah.
It's fun though.
So with the digital portraits, did you have a date that you knew that you wanted to release them, or how did you set that deadline? So do you set deadlines for yourself or?
Yeah, to some extent. So the way I started the first one is my sister-in-law's birthday was coming up, so I was surprising her with one. It was her at Disneyland with my nephew.
Oh, I saw that one.
So I mean, that was kind of a deadline. It was okay, I have to have it by her birthday, and I know I want to post it on my business Instagram once I'm done. So that was good. And that I was always scared to get into it because I'm not someone who's an artist, and it's not the super artistic I don't know. It's not I'm not Mona Lisa over here, or I'm not making Mona Lisa. Yeah. But it's something I want to do, and something I know other people because I'm one of those people. I've been one of those people that have sought out for someone that does that at an affordable price, and I want to be someone that when someone's oh, I want that as a gift, you can come to me.
Yeah, just right away and make it, so you don't have to wait.
Yeah, so it was more of I have the idea in my head, and it's just so much easier, even though it's scary because I'm not an artist and I'm not an official party planner or whatever. It's more about just putting yourself out there and trying at least to see what kind of reaction you get. So that's really all it's been, is all right, I have the idea, let me make it, let me motivate myself to make it, then actually make it, and then actually post it, and then see what happens. So that's been good. And I always, like, it's like, if there's only one person that's like, yeah, I want that, then I'm like, okay, yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it for
yeah.
one person.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'll do it.
That's true.
So
do you have any, like, other ideas that you're thinking of? Obviously, you don't have to share them.
No, yeah. Such secrets. No, yeah, I have a lot of other things I want to, like, get into. I want to be someone that, like, whatever I feel like I can accomplish well enough to, like, sell it to someone, that's what I want to do. So there's tons of ideas. I saw this quote yesterday from this girl that I follow. She's super cool. She, like, does projects every single day for her Instagram and, like, always has, like,
wow.
She has, like right now she's doing the 100 days of projects. It's, like, her own little hashtag she started.
That's cool.
So she's doing, like, a different, like, craft every single day. And she said something that I love yesterday, and she said, what was it? People who, what was it? It was something along the lines of, like, people who actually do their ideas are the people that, like, create more ideas. So it's, like, you have to be the person to, like, actually sit down and, like, do what you're thinking about, and then you're going to get a million other ideas just from doing that one idea.
It's so true.
Yeah. And I was like, I, like, screenshotted it. It was on her story. She, like, typed it out. And I was like, yes. I want to put that on my wall or something. Because it's so true. Like,
yeah, you can't just sit down and expect great ideas to come to you. You have to go off of what you're already doing. And
especially, like, trust the idea you're having, because that can be, like, the roots to so many other ideas. Yeah. Like, just with the digital portraits that I make, just from making the one, I got, like, a million other ideas of what I could do, and that's kind of how I did, like, the digital portrait sale. And I was like, okay, I want to try all these things, but I want people to actually want them, so, like, let's see if they do. And then now when I'm, like, finishing them up, I'm doing, like, banners with the names, and, like, different kind of wreaths, and florals, and, like, all this stuff, so it's, like, I just love it. It's fun. It's so fun. Like, with you, like, you started your ukulele.
Yes, I did.
Which is amazing. It's, like, my favorite thing.
Thanks.
I seriously am obsessed. And then that sprouted, I'm sure, your podcast in some way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then this will just branch out into whatever else. And
it's a snowball.
You get to meet other people and, like, talk to other people, and I just love it. I just love it.
It's like a different world. It's so fun.
Yeah.
When you, like, kind of how you're saying, like, when you let yourself be the person that you know you can be and that you want to be, so many doors are opened. Yeah. Even just in your own mind.
Yeah. Because to me, I was always intimidated. I was like, well, I'm not, like, fully an artist. I'm not, like, fully this way or that way. Right. And so it was always just scary to me. Because I always admired, like, artsy-fartsy people, and I'm like, wow, they're so cool. They're, like, living their best lives. Yeah. But it's like, when you let yourself stop being so afraid of what everyone else is going to judge you on, like, oh, Dannielle's not this, like, she shouldn't be doing that. If you don't let that get to you, and you just do whatever you want, it's so much more fun.
It really
like,
is.
more rewarding. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is, I mean, some people have already, like, left, like, rude comments and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm just out here trying my best. I'm just trying, just like you are. Yeah, okay? Exactly. But it's like, people like you, though, I'm like, I love this. This is so cool. First of all, podcasts are amazing, and I love them. And the fact that you started one is sick.
Thanks.
Like, wow. It's so cool. Like, first of all, no one I know is doing a podcast, and I think that has a lot to do with, like, oh, you see all the famous people do it and all the, like, YouTubers do it, and then you get intimidated. You're like, oh, I'm not a YouTuber with 7 million followers, so I can't start a podcast.
Even try?
Yeah. But then you see people like you, and it's like, you started a ukulele singing Instagram, and then you're like, nah, I'm going to start a podcast too. And I'm like, yes.
Thank you.
Do that. I love it.
It is intimidating because you love Casey Neistat. Yeah. Yeah, we both love Casey Neistat. And he's such an icon, just like his ingenuity and everything. And he's so motivating. But he does so many different things and so many different projects that I look at that and I'm like, that is exactly what I want to be like. Yeah, exactly. But I can't because I have, not enough time or there's like 3 people that only care, whatever. But
but those 3 people matter.
Those 3 people matter. Okay? It's true. But, like,
my mom, my dad, and my husband.
There you go. But, like, he's where he is today because he just did it. And he didn't care what people were going to say. I love his video, the Do What You Can't video.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I watch that like once a month.
Yes.
It's just
so good. And I think what's important too is, like, for me at least personally, my end goal is never going to be like, I want to be a huge Instagram with orders I can never actually fulfill because I got so big. Like, I don't want to be, that's not my goal. And I think a lot of people either think you have to be like the super famous, like well-known, big audience person, or you don't do it at all.
It's like black or white.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing for me that I've learned so far is, like, I know that that's not my goal. My goal is to, like, do things that are making me happy and making and creating things. Creating brand. Gotta stay on brand here. But making things that other people are going to be pleased with instead of like, oh, I need, 35,000 people to be following me on Instagram and like I don't need that. I just need my loyal like 10 people that order and then those people tell people, and then you get 1 or 2 orders a week, and like it's just like, I feel like a lot of people see it as black and white. Yeah. And I'm just like, no, I'm fine with like 20 people listening to a podcast and like I like that rather than whatever. Like when me and Brooks were making our like YouTube videos, which we need to get back on. But it's just been a crazy year. But it's just like, I'm not doing this because I'm trying to be famous. I'm doing it because it's just fun. Right. Like, and I don't need it to be some like world changing thing. It's more about like, oh, I feel better when I'm doing things that like ignite my soul. Right. Like, it's fun.
It is fun.
That's the goal, really.
It's so true. And it's all about the little people, I feel like. I don't know how it is with creating. I'm not an artsy person.
Yeah,
but like,
me neither, girl.
When it comes to singing, it's all about like that one person that comes up to you and is like, oh my gosh, my daughter loves you, or whatever. Or like, I play the ukulele. Like, it's just little things like that where you're like, wow, that does matter.
Yeah.
And
everyone creates their own community, and I think that's what's so important is like your community doesn't have to be all of America. Like, it can be like the people at the coffee shop that come to visit you every single time you perform, or the people that like my pictures every time I post something new and like comment like inspire or like motivating comments about like, oh, this is great, this is pretty. It's just like you create your own community, and it's not about like needing your community to be more than you need. So not to bash famous people, because obviously that's their community. That must be nice, but
it's true though. It doesn't have to be a big production for it to matter.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, when you start thinking like that, of course you're gonna be unmotivated and you're gonna like stop yourself from doing things. But I don't know.
Just gotta do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you to everyone who tuned in. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and don't forget that you too are in the making.